Okay, hold on one sec. This is not working properly. Am I on the right orientation? Can you guys see? Or should it be like that? Yeah, giddy up, right? Hold on one sec. Should the video be vertical or like horizontal? Let me know. And also, can you hear the audio nicely here? Loud and clear, great. I just got a new set of microphones for this live stream, and I think it should work pretty well here. But let me know about the dimension of the video. Vertical is good. Yeah, you know what? I actually prefer horizontal, but somehow YouTube is telling me that it has to be vertical for this one here, which is a little frustrating. But whatever, we'll make it work. Give another minute for everyone incoming. Yeah, so leave in the chat. Let me know where you're watching this from. Are you watching from work, from home, which country? It's lunchtime, but the fish are not feeding. It's kind of frustrating. When we got here around 10:30, they were kind of biting, but then just kind of stopped. So we'll figure it out. It's it's not, the weather's not, it should be sunny. It's still kind of breezy here. But anyways, wait for people to come in here. Okay, well, welcome everybody to the first live stream of 2024. I don't do this very often. It really depends on the cell service coverage and how easy the fishing is. If you've been following the Instagram stories yesterday, fishing was awesome yesterday. Around 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the bite was on. Like, it was literally one after another one. So I thought, well, great, today was going to be the same, but so far the fishing hasn't panned out. I don't know if it's the location or the time of the day. Is it more of a, later bite during the day, or who knows? That's fishing, right? You just gotta keep trying and figure out. We're staying at Lake Virgin Resort, which is right behind me over here. So that's Lake Virgin Resort. The resort hasn't opened since COVID, so they just reopened this spring, which is very exciting. Brand new ownership, and they're welcoming anglers to come here to fish. And the fishing is, like I said, the fishing can be pretty good here. It's a family-friendly fishery. You don't need to be in a boat. You can be fishing on the floating docks. The provincial park is just 5 minutes drive from here, and there's two floating docks where you can catch fish from quite easily. And right along the shoreline right here, it drops down pretty deep too. Goes down to 20 feet right in front of you, so you can literally catch fish in front of the resort as well. Yeah, so Lac de June is divided into two lakes. There's a big lake, there's a small lake. I'm in the small one right now. My friend Max is fishing right behind me at the moment. This small one right here, it's not that small. It's not too deep. It's roughly, the deepest part is about 23 feet. It goes from where Max is right here is about 10 feet, and then it drops down to about 20. So it goes from 20 to 23 in the middle, pretty steadily here. And I find that fishing yesterday was roughly around 21, 22 feet. It was that's where I found the fish, and that's where the biting. I tried 3 or 4 different spots before I actually got some bites. So yeah, we're fishing for rainbow trout today. Lake Lejeune is stocked by the Freshwater Fishery Society BC. This lake gets, in the past, has been getting 12,000 fish, 12,000 rainbow trout per year. This year, the last couple of years, been getting 10,000 fish every year. So this is a lot of fish. Like I said, it's a family-friendly fishery. It's not a trophy fishery, so you won't get really big fish too often. But there are big fish in here. But most of the fish are going to be in that 14 to 16 inch range, 1 pound, 1.5 pound. You might get some fish up to 18, 20 inches long. So it's good variety, but also just the abundance. It's high abundance, so it's great for kids. Coming out here when the bite is on, it can be non-stop. So yeah. But like I said yesterday on the Instagram story, I shared quite a few stories that we caught. Well, I caught around a dozen within 1 hour, 1.5 hour before dinner. So I'm wondering if it's better to be here later on in the afternoon or what's going on, because right now the bite is not really that consistent. So anyway, any other questions? I don't see any damsels. I've actually seen quite a few chronomets coming off right in front of me. Yeah, they're popping out left and right. Actually, it was thicker earlier, but now it's not really. Oh, this bite! Oh, I just missed one. That one took it down, but it popped right back up. So I got quite a few different methods going on here. It's going to show you what's going on. So I'm fishing the boat. You don't need to be fishing the boat to catch fish, but the boat definitely gives you the advantage. This boat right here, it's 14 feet long. It's good for my family, good for two or three people. I'm anchored, so I got an anchor on the front right here and an anchor on the back right here. So you want to have two anchors going on here so the boat doesn't rotate. There's always wind happening, right? So the wind's going to blow your boat around. So if you anchor only on one side of the boat's going to be spinning around. That's not very good. I like to anchor at the one spot, find where the concentration of the fish are, and fish in that area and focus on those fish. So we're using flies that imitate chronomets that has been hatching in the water. These insects come up from the bottom of the lake and they slowly rise up during the day as the day warms up. And most of the fish are going to be feeding on them usually right near the bottom. So you want to keep your fly near the bottom. So I got quite a few different methods going on here. So let me show you what's going on here. So quite a few rods, but only 2 rods are in the water because by regulations you can only use 2 rods per person if you're in the boat by yourself. This rod right here has a fly on there. It's a bait casting setup. This is a kokanee rod. I just got this rod this year. I saw this rod at TradeX and I loved it. It's 7 feet long, really whippy, really flexible, and I love this handle right here. Feels really nice. Got a tiny bait casting reel. This is a Shimano SOX 150. So it's a small, tiny little spinning reel, spooled with 10-pound power pole braid. It's a very, very thin, which is very sensitive. So I'm just dropping this rod down to the bottom with the fly and keeping that fly suspended just off the bottom. I actually have another one here. So this one is set up as well, has this exact same setup. Actually, let me just put this on the mount so I can actually talk to you guys. Hold on one second. All right, I'm doing all this by myself, so I gotta be patient with me here. Okay, here we go. That's better. Okay. All right, so this is the exact same bait casting setup I got. It's a coconut rod, but I love using this for trout with this setup. So for my main line, I got I'm still watching the indicator, make sure it doesn't go down. I got a sliding weight on the main line, then a bead, then a swivel. This is a tungsten sliding weight made by VMC. It's, I believe it's 1/4 ounce. We can go down 1/8, doesn't matter. And then I got a leader from the swivel down to the fly. This leader is roughly around 2 feet long. And I got a tiny ornament here. And let's see if I can show this there. So this is what has been working in the last, or yesterday, like a black and red setup. These flies, it's very satisfying to be catching fish on the flies that you tie, but I didn't tie this fly. My flies are tied by my friend Justin Sander. So he runs the website Fly Tying Forces, custom fly ties. So he actually sells these custom tied flies in Vancouver. I'll leave the link in the comment section after the live stream, so you can go check it out. And really nice, and they catch a lot of fish. So the black and red is pretty standard. You can use gunmetal, body, silver, red, black, rib, whatever. You got to try them out. It really depends on what's hatching, right? Yeah. So this setup here, this fly is dropped to the bottom. Yeah, I'm just gonna show you. Back to the other rod. So this rod right here, so I drop this line right to the bottom. As soon as that sliding weight hits the bottom, that fly is sitting on the bottom, right? So you gotta reel in a little bit. So I basically turn the bait casting reel 1.5 crank, and that brings about 2 feet of line up, and it keeps the fly suspended just off the bottom, about 1/2 foot off the bottom. And most of the time that's where the fish are hanging out. So now we're just sitting here waiting. I did get one fish yesterday on that. For some reason I haven't been getting that many on this rod here. I think it's we're fishing 21 feet, so it might be too shallow to be using this setup. This is a great setup for kids though. You can, for kids, they can drop it down quite easily. You've seen some of my previous episodes with kids. They can drop it down, and the bites is so violent. They'll usually just pull the rod straight down in the holder. Make sure this is in the rod holder, otherwise you'll lose your rod. So yeah, let's take a look at the chat. I just want to see. Size 14, yeah, size 14, 16 is kind of pretty standard. What's coming out? Yeah, using flies. There isn't a bait ban in this lake, so you can come here and use bait if you want. And bait works great. Dew worms, shrimp, single eggs, they'll work. And actually there was a family that was fishing by the boat launch yesterday, fishing bait, and they did pretty well. So we just want to be difficult, and we're using flies. So let's see. What are the questions? Micro leeches. Possibly. I got quite a few rods set up. So I do have 3 fly rods. That one's got a indicator with the chronometers on the indicator, 20 feet leader, so it's right down near the bottom. I got a micro leech set up on the other float line. So we might go in the shallows to try out, but my friend Max is moving through the shallows about half an hour ago. He hasn't gotten anything yet. So I don't know what's going on here. I also got a clear sink line right there that I can use to strip a mayfly nymph if I want. I also have a spinning rod with a float set up with a fly at the end, so it can float fish. You can float fish flies with a spinning rod as well, and that works pretty well. So anyways, any other questions? I think I'm actually gonna move. We're gonna move soon because I've had a couple bites here, but it hasn't been that consistent. We might move either that way, in the middle. I've seen a few fish jumping that way, or even right in front of the resort over here. So if you just tune in, so this is Lac Lejeune Resort where we're staying at. I was quite spoiled yesterday and today. Fished until late afternoon, went in, had dinner at the restaurant. They do have a restaurant at the resort. And this morning woke up, had breakfast at the restaurant again, came out. So totally pampered. The resort has 21 rooms, and then they have 6 cabins. So they got 6 cabins. These cabins, one of them has 2 bedrooms, and the other 5 has 1 bedrooms. And so great for families. The 2 bedrooms has, I believe, a king bed, 1 bedroom, and 2 double beds, and then in the living room there's like a pull-out couch. So good for like four people at least. And the 21 rooms, they have a variety. They have, some of them have 2 queen beds, 1 king size bed, and so on. So, but yeah. How do I like my e-propulsion outboard? I absolutely love it. This thing is so amazing. You know what? We'll try to run. Oh, got a fish on! Got a fish on! Oh, I wasn't watching. The float was down. The line was being pulled. Hold on one sec. Okay. You know what? So I might take this out of the rod holder just to risk it a little bit. Leave it down here. We might get some entertainment here. Anyway, back to the so this, yeah, we'll run the motor a little bit later, just so you can see how good it is. It's 3 horsepower, and the battery life is amazing. So I can come out here for several days, and I wouldn't run out of batteries. You know, it's got a little gauge at the top that tells you how much battery power you got left. And yeah, very, very happy with it. This is my 2nd season using it. So far, so good. Down it. So when I started out this morning, we actually fished a little bit further down that way, and we did have quite a few bites. Yesterday I was fishing right here, so I thought, well, why don't I move over here and try over here? But so far, that was pretty much the only bite I've had in the last hour, so we might move again. Fish just jumped behind me. So that was a bummer. That fish was on for quite a while. I was looking at the string and indicator was down, but the line was being yanked away. So, okay, so back to looking at the chat while watching the float as well. Camille says definitely move. She's usually right, so I might just do that soon. Yeah, you know what? If I wasn't doing this live stream, if I wasn't holding the camera, I would be holding the fly rod, slowly stripping that fly a little bit as well. How deep is your fly on the fly rod under the indicator? Is 20 feet. So I'm sitting at, look at the sounder right here. I'm sitting in 22 feet of water. So the fly is about a foot off the bottom. So yeah, so 21 feet. And this lake, I was saying that over there, it's pretty shallow. It's like 6-10 feet. Then all of a sudden it drops down to 20. Then from 20, it doesn't really change very much. So 20, 21, 22, right in the middle right here, it's about 23. And that's as deep as it gets in this part of Lac Lejeune. So So someone's asking about 2 seats in a 12-footer. Great. 12-foot boat is like a G3 12-feet boat. It's perfect for 2 people. This one is 14. This is a 14-footer. I can put 3. I got mounts for 3 seats. So sometimes we have 3 people in here. But for filming, 2 people is great. Yeah, so these fish actually hit the fly really hard. So that fish was on. I didn't even hook it. It just came off before I got to it. So, and they jump. So these are Pennask rainbow trout, and they're known for the jumps. Yesterday, pretty much every single fish, they jumped several times. Yeah. Hey, Linda says, I'm wasting my break for this. Yes, pretty much. Yeah. I'm trying to catch a fish, but I keep getting distracted by questions. No, nothing. Yesterday, the biggest fish was about 16 inches long. I do know some, a big one would be like an 18, 20-inch fish. So we'll see what happens. We gotta catch one first. So, am I making the video on red chinook this year? Probably not, because I'm gonna be quite busy on some other stuff. Yeah. These fish are not really feeding on the surface. There's really nothing to eat on the surface right now. I don't see any mayflies. I don't see any damsels. I don't see any sedges. Yeah, Linda, you haven't missed anything yet. So, yeah, where should I move to? Dave says my Shimano hat is nicer. No, your Shimano hat. No, I love this Shimano hat. It's been one of my favorites. Yeah. Okay, so what should we do? We should. I wish it's like other people fishing here as well. Then you kind of know what's going on. If other people are catching, then it would be great. You need more than 10 minutes for this. Like I plan to stream for a long time. You know what? I got my camera hooked up to a battery pack, so it's constantly charging. I got a proper microphone set up, and look at this nice fish. Nice fish showed up on the sounder. Look, it just went by. That's a big mark. Oh. All right. What is it? Oh yeah, so I can do this live stream for as long as I want until I run out of data. I got about 8 gigabytes left for my data before it gets renewed in 10 days from now. Oh, there's quite a few fish showing up on the sounder. I'm surprised this bottom rod right beside the boat is not getting any big hits. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down 1 second. Let me think about what to do here. I'm gonna check this. See, with my sliding weight, got the fly about 1.5 feet below the weight. Drop it down, drop the line down to the bottom. Put in the holder, make sure it's on the bottom. Then I just reel 1 time, 1.5, and that brings the fly up to just off the bottom. And if this gets a bite, this whole rod is gonna buckle right down. There's a fish on the sounder. They're getting more active, so maybe the bites will come on. So the wind is kind of changing a little bit, so it's kind of annoying. I'm actually gonna measure the depth of my indicator, just to make sure it's the right depth. Ooh, that's actually. Yeah, look at that. Fish right on the bottom, right here, going by. You know what? So maybe things will start happening. That's kind of like the first few fish I've seen on the sounder. The wind's changing. I gotta turn the boat a little bit. It's annoying. So I always fish on this side of the boat, so I always like to have the wind coming from behind me. Right now it's coming from this way, which is not good. Blowing my indicator that way a little bit, so. All right, let's pull this anchor up. Ugh, muscles. Ah. Okay, anchor's up. So, sometimes it does that. I'm gonna turn this off. Turn this on again. So this is the battery power, 85% left. And we're just gonna turn this way, move this a little bit. Oh, the wind's really changing. Hold on one sec. This is chaos. I wish there was a cameraman. It's 20 feet of leader. It's always a little hard to cast. So you gotta like flick it out like that. Okay, just gonna drop this anchor here. All right, back to this. Any other questions? Yeah, slow jerky strips might work better. How heavy is the anchor? So the anchors are both front and back. They're 20 pound each. It's a 14-foot boat, so you want something that's heavy enough to hold in the wind. So I'll put this rod just in case I get another bite here. And someone's saying from a buoy, which I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Yeah. Hold on one sec. Trying to like hold. I got the camera mounting between my legs now. Trying to hold it. Yeah, definitely. Well, there's a bit of wind going on, so yeah, I guess I can strip a little bit, but I find that bit of a chop is giving the fly some action anyways. That indicator is bobbing up and down, and so the flight's it's moving just slightly. You don't want to move the chronometer too much because they naturally don't move very much in front of in the water anyways. There's another fish going by. Look at that. What's going on here? You know what? Yesterday when we were getting fish, I actually didn't see any fish on the sounder. And so it's kind of encouraging, I guess. This one. Shit. You can't see the jumps, you guys. Can you see the jumps? All right, well, I was getting nervous we weren't gonna catch one, but finally caught one. Oh, there we go. And we are gonna keep fish today if they're big enough. these fish are delicious, so let's get in first. Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Look at that. Oh, geez, they fight well. It's not a very big fish, but they just go. Look at it. All right, let's go on here. Can we get it in? Gosh, I'm using like a 6-weight rod, and see, it's not a huge fish. There you go, in the net, fish in the net. Yes. I'm gonna keep this one just so you can have a good look at it, so we can talk about the fish. It's not a very big fish. Usually I like to keep one that's a little bigger, but this one's fine. I mean, totally fine for eating. Just let me organize this a little bit. I'm gonna keep an eye on this rod behind me too, it might go. All right. Yes, the live streaming is happening. Okay. Let's dispatch the fish. That's what you say it. You debunk the fish so it doesn't suffer. Actually, you know what? It's not a bad size. It's not bad. We'll get a measurement of it too, and it flies out. Oh. All right, here you go. Here's a lactogen Pennask rainbow trout. And this fish has been in the lake for a couple of years. When they go into the lake, around 10 grams, about this big. Because the lake is so productive, there's so much food in the lake in this region. They grow pretty fast. So within a couple of years, they can get to this size, and you can, if you come out here with a freshwater fishing license, you can keep 5 of these fish per day. This is great. This is more kind of like a smaller one. Ideally, it was my, oh, you know what? I have my tape measure on my net. So let's go. You guys gotta keep an eye on that rod behind me, just in case if it bends down, you gotta like type so I can I'll see it. Okay, so let's see. This fish here is 15 inches long. So pretty average size for this lake. And yeah, nothing wrong with that, catching these ones every day. All right. So I just want to show you what's going on here. I got like fly line everywhere. I got my cord charging the phone so I don't lose power. What else? Let's see. Okay. All right, shall we catch another one? It's the bite's on. Well, I think it's bite's on. Let's get organized here. Oh no, I got some tangling going on here. Watch out right behind me. If it starts bending down, let me know. Okay, I gotta pull this leader out. So I got 22 feet of, this is 12-pound fluorocarbon leader. and then goes down to a swivel. So the indicator's on there. And from the swivel, well, this one's a bit short. I should have tied it a little longer, but it really doesn't matter. It's catching fish. But the tippet, which is from the line from the swivel down to the fly, it's a 6-pound test fluorocarbon. So 12-pound test fluoro for the leader, where the indicator sits on, and then 6-pound test tippet. And you don't have to use a fly rod to catch these fish. Like I say, you can use a spinning rod with a float setup, which I'll show you in a bit. Yeah. Hey, so Justin just joined in the chat. So we mentioned that Justin tied all these flies. Maybe he can post the website in the chat for us. It might get flagged by YouTube though. But what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna leave his website's address in the comments after this live stream. But Justin, just caught a fish on your fly. It's about a pound, just over a pound big. We're marking, for those of you joining in right now, we're marking some fish on the sounder. It's happening. Oh my goodness, what's going on here? All right, here we go. Oh, jeez. Okay, so to measure how deep you should set your indicator, I'm going to show you the method for doing that. So here's my fly, right? I'm gonna take this weight. I got a weight right here with an earplug snug onto the swivel of the weight. I'm gonna hook it onto the fly, and this stays on it right here. I'm gonna drop this in the water so it goes all the way down to the bottom. All the way down, about 20 feet down. I roughly know how deep it should be already, just because I've been here for quite a while. This is a quick release indicator, so it's got a peg, threaded, the line threaded through it. It's got an indicator. Just fold that, put it in there. When I get a fish on, I yank the rod. This comes right up, and the indicator will slide down again. So just set it. Okay, I'm gonna put this in water. I'm gonna show you what happens. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is what happens when I put that indicator in water right now. It sinks because I got that weight at the end of where the fly is, so it's dragging the indicator down. At some point, it's gonna sit around the bottom because the weight is on the bottom, right? So right now, that indicator is about, I'd say about 2 feet or maybe 2.5 feet underwater, which means the depth of this indicator, it's about 2.5 feet shorter than the actual depth of the lake where I'm fishing at. So I'm actually gonna move this a little deeper, just go up a little bit. And now it should be about 1.5 feet, a foot off the bottom. When you take that weight off, the indicator, that fly is gonna suspend 1.5 feet just off the bottom, because that's how deep your indicator is. A little confusing. I'm probably not explaining it, as well as I could be. But the key point is that you really want to have that fly near the bottom. Okay. Okay. It's hard to cast a 20-foot leader out, but we'll make it work. You gotta flick it at first to get it out, then the rest is a little easier. Okay, so before I caught that fish, I was holding the rod. I'm gonna keep doing that so I don't miss anything while I read the messages again. Oh. Okay, give me 1 second here. Nose is running, excuse me. Yeah, I love this catch and release net I have. Well, wasn't catch and release before, but this net is designed for catch releasing if you want to. It's got a rubber mesh on it. It's made by Moby Nets. So someone asked, why do you allow to keep 5 from this lake? I thought the regulations only allow to keep 4 fish a day. It really depends on the region. So in region 2, the lower mainland, you're only allowed to keep 4 fish a day in the lakes. Some lakes you can only keep 2 fish. For region 3, the regional regulation is that you can keep 5 trout a day with 1 fish, but only 1 fish over 50 centimeters long. But make sure you check the regulations because it really differs from region to region and also from lake to lake as well. So some lakes you're only allowed to keep 1 fish or even 2 fish. Some lakes you can, like this one, you can keep 5 fish. Every lake has its own management approach. So, okay, I'll show you guys what I caught that fish on in a minute because someone else was just asking that. So I struggle to catch trout in lakes. I'm gonna watch the indicator too. Struggle to catch trout in lakes because I'm not a very experienced lake fisherman. So I would say for lakes, regardless what you're using, lures, bait, fly, whatnot, the key point is that you really want to be keeping your presentation in an area where the fish are. So if you're fishing in 20 feet of water like what I'm doing right now, majority of the fish are going to be right near the bottom. So it's really important to have your bait or your fly or whatnot near the bottom. You want to put, it's a big water body, right? You want to put whatever you're using right in front of them for them to bite. They're not going to swim 10 feet up from the bottom to, let's say, if you have your bait 10 feet below the surface, that's a long way for them to go to grab whatever they want to eat. So having, yeah, exactly. So having whatever you're using near the fish is really important. Yeah. And finding where the fish are is really important. So right now, I don't think I'm in a thick concentration of fish right now. I'm thinking about moving, even though I just caught one. So you always want to move around and try to find fish. So if you're trolling, again, you don't just want to be keeping a lure or fly near the surface. You want to be near the bottom or near the middle or whatever. You want to try to find where the fish are biting before and focus on that area. Don't just keep doing the same thing over and over again. If you're just tuning in, caught 1 fish so far, missed 1 while I was answering questions. Yeah, so anyways, let's get back at it. I'm gonna put this here while watching the indicators again. The indicator's right there. The wind's kind of blowing around. So we're staying at Lac Lejeune Resort, fishing at Lac Lejeune right now, just outside of Kamloops. It's about 20-minute drive south of Kamloops. If you're driving from Vancouver, it's about 3 hours. It's a really nice area to be around. Besides this lake, there's quite a few other lakes nearby as well. There's Stake Lake, Lodgepole Lake, which are more of a trophy fishery. There's bigger fish in there than this lake. There's also Walloper Lake. I think I'm pronouncing it right. That lake just south of here has much smaller fish, but there are lots of them. It's great for kids. If you want kids to catch fish, that would be the lake to go to. This lake, like I mentioned, so there are lots of fish like that, so 15 inches long. Great for eating, and you can catch them all day long. Yesterday, if you go check my Instagram stories later on, if you haven't done so, we got into about a dozen fish in the afternoon from 3 to 4:30 in the afternoon. The bite was really on. We just one after another one, and they were all around that same size, and they fight really well. If you missed the fight, if you saw the fight before, it's they jump. It's really exciting. Yeah, so quite a few different options in this area, and ice fishing is open at this lake as well. The resort just reopened this spring, and they plan to open it this winter as well. And I was just telling my wife that this would be a great place to stay at and just kind of come down here and ice fish with the kids. Yeah, and there's no shortage of fish for sure. One fish just jumped. What was that? Oh yeah, the other thing is if you're looking for fish, okay, so there's quite a few other kind of visual cues you're looking for when you're looking for fish. Definitely the jumps. Definitely looking for splashes on the surface, not necessarily jump, but maybe rolling on the top. Any indications of feeding, looking for insects, chronomeres coming up, any mayflies, any damsels. You know, always looking around and paying attention, just instead of just watching the rods. So if I don't get anything here for a while, what I'm gonna do is we'll move, and I think I might go fish slightly shallower water over there, and we'll keep this indicator out there, and we'll bring out a clear sink tip and just kind of strip the fly and see what happens. As someone else recommended. So, oh fish! Oh no! It's need a cameraman to film this. This one feels, I don't know. They all feel pretty good. So let's see if we jump again, okay? Okay. That one, I didn't even see the indicator going down. It just kind of, it just stopped pulling my hand, the rod of my hand. So trying not to get this rod in front of me as well. Whoa. Hold on one sec. Dude, you don't want to look at my face here. Here we go. That's better. Oh no, I got the other line. Hold on one sec. Oh, chaos. All right. Oh, jeez. All right. Maybe we don't need to move. It's gotta, the bites are not that fast, but I'm just getting, at least we're getting bites. This looks like another 15-incher. We'll keep this one as well. Nothing wrong with these fish for eating. Okay, some days is really fun to catch big fish, but other days it's really fun to catch lots of smaller fish. Like this. Flies out, give it a bunk. Okay, another one. Let's go, yeah. Water temperature is 55 Fahrenheit, which is just perfect in my opinion. Once it gets up to 60, it starts to get to a little tough. But you gotta remember though, so 55 Fahrenheit is the surface water temperature. 20 feet down, it might be quite a bit different as well. Okay, so there we go, 2 fish. We got dinner. My neighbor Beverly loves to eat fish, so quite often I'll give her fish and we'll trade. She makes excellent spices and stuff, and so we usually trade different food items. So I might have to give her some fish tonight. All right, what a mess. Here we go. Better than catching nothing though. Any questions? Have I ever fished for bull trout? Not lately. Going back 15 years ago, I used to do a lot of bull trout fishing. But in the last few years, haven't done that very much. Yeah, so the fish kind of just circle around the lake, so eventually run. You're right, so these fish, they do move around quite a bit, right? So they're moving around, they're trying to find food. So you wait long enough, you will get fish. But the goal is always trying to find lots of fish feeding in one area. So yeah, anyways, let's get it back out there again. This rod is disappointing though. It's not really getting anything. Even though I'm seeing fish on the sounder, it's just not happening here. I might bring that in. We could even cast the spinning rod out with the float and just let it sit out there instead. So we have 2 floats out instead of just 1. This is fun though. I'm glad you guys can join in today. We've been streaming for 52 minutes, missed 1 fish, and landed 2 so far. So thank you for tagging along. Okay, same depth. So before I kind of made a mental note. The indicator was sitting about a foot below the end of the fly line. Just gonna peg it again. And we're gonna get this fly out there again. When I was fighting that fish, I almost tangled up with the other rod, which would have been really bad news because it's got braided line on that rod, and it would have been really hard to untangle everything. So let's do this. Let's get this out. Tangles everywhere. Ugh. Okay, so you know what I might do? Let me catch up on the chat here. You know what I might do? Okay, I might turn the camera around so you can look at the float as well. See what's going on here. See the float? That's the indicator. So you're watching that. That's my bite indicator. So not only it suspends the fly at the right depth, it's when that goes down, that's when I have a fish on. Oh, rain's coming. Great. All right. Let's any other questions? Let's hear it. It's raining now. Oh boy. Because we like the dune is it's at a pretty high elevation, the weather really changes fast, and you saw on my Instagram story yesterday, we're getting all kinds of weather. Hold on one second. It's gonna put my hood up. Oh boy, rain's coming. You guys watching? Oh. Where is it? I lost track. I just saw a fish going by on the sounder again. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, planning on coming up to Merritt this weekend. Any advice? I think the weather's supposed to be really nice this weekend. So, I just missed one. Did you see that? It went down. Usually they pull it down pretty fast. Oh, did I lose audio? Can you hear me? Hold on one sec. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, all good. So somehow the screen is showing me that the audio is not working. Oh yeah, so the weather is supposed to be quite nice this weekend. Unlike what's happening right now. Why is it going blurry here? I don't get it. It's terrible weather. it's high elevation. So the weather it changes so fast. It can be sunny. You know what? In 10 minutes from now, it's probably gonna be sunny again, and it just blows by pretty fast. So you really have to come here prepared. So, how deep is the lake? So this is this little lake, the little Lac Lejeune. So the deepest part is 23 feet, 22, 23 feet in the middle. So not very deep. Yeah. And there's nobody else fishing out here besides me right now. So the edges of the lake is pretty shallow over there. We're sitting in 22 feet of water right now. Let's see. Well, someone asked, can we gamble on the next fish, like species, weight, length? Yeah, so species is pretty predictable. There's only one species to catch in this lake, which are the rainbow trout, stocked by the Freshwater Fisheries Society BC. 10,000 fish go into this lake every year. And these rainbow trout go into the lake at 10 grams big, on average, 8 to 10 grams. And within a couple years, they get to a pound and a half, and they're just good eating size, like what we caught. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. This rain is kind of depressing. Come on, we need more bites for the live stream. And the wind comes. Should we keep the stream going? Or you guys? Well, you guys are dry, so you're fine. On a windy day, it gets much tougher to fish. You know, when low pressure systems going by, these fish will just they usually wouldn't cooperate. So you want to be fishing out here on a high pressure system going through, and you know, when it's not too breezy like today, it's not too windy. So yeah. So where's this lake? We're fishing at Lac Lejeune, which is 20 minutes just south of Kamloops, about 30 minutes north of Merritt, 3 hours from Vancouver, and staying at Lac Lejeune Resort, right behind me. You can see right behind me there. Yeah, the resort just reopened this spring after being closed since COVID. And there's 21 rooms and 6 cabins. The cabins, they have 1-bedroom cabins and 2-bedroom cabins, you know, great for families. Comes with a fully equipped kitchen. But yeah, it's and they plan to keep it open this winter as well, so it'll be a good place to come for ice fishing as well. Okay. All right, the rain, oh, we'll see if the rain will ease off. I'm gonna cast, bring this bottom rod in and cast the spinning rod out there as well. I was really hoping that I could get a fish on this rod, because this is like the ideal technique for kids. Really easy to use, just dropping the fly straight down to the bottom. But so far it's only caught one fish since yesterday, so maybe not so ideal. It's good for deep water. You can definitely catch fish directly below the boat if it's deep. So I thought 20 feet, 22 feet is deep enough, and it usually is. 30 feet would be great. If you go down to 10 feet, it doesn't work as well for sure. So let's take out the spinning rod so you can cast the float a little further out. Oh, it's kind of cold. This morning when I woke up, it was 4 degrees up here. Oh, 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 fish on, fish on. Oh, fish came off. Did you see that? Oh, okay, hold on one sec. That was right beside the boat. So the bite is happening. Maybe not as good as yesterday, but it's definitely happening right now. I just got to measure this float depth. Let's see if there's questions going on here. Okay, someone asked how I got into fishing. My dad taught me how to fish. I started fishing when I was 5, so that's over 40 years ago now. So it's been a long time, and I fished pretty much all over the place. I grew up in Taiwan, grew up in Australia, so I fished at both countries as well for a variety of saltwater and freshwater fish species. All right, let's get this done here. So again, fishing 20 feet of water, I want to keep this fly just off the bottom, so you have to adjust the float depth. This is a sliding float, so I'm gonna drop this, just adjust the float depth a little bit. Oh, fish on! Oh, jeez. This is not a very big fish. I think I'm gonna let this one go. It's happening. Again, that one pulled it straight down. Oh, all right. Trying to get, oh, let's keep this out of the way. All right, what's going on here? All right. This one here will let it go, I think. This one is smaller than, oh, it came off anyway, so, which is good. Long line release. Well, it seems like, you know what? I think the bites is actually getting better and better as the day goes on, which is kind of similar to yesterday. Yesterday I got out here around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it took a while for me to find those fish, or maybe just the timing. Wasn't until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon when, you know, I got into quite a few fish. Had like a dozen in 1.5 hours. So what was I talking about before? Oh yeah, like fished. Where's the best place or country you love fishing at? You know what, for saltwater fishing, I've always loved fishing in Australia, simply because of the diversity of species. There's such a good variety of fish to catch, and you just never know what you're gonna get, which is the great part of fishing, you know. Like if you know, over here, this is fun, but you know exactly what species you're gonna catch, which is rainbow trout. But when fishing in Australia, I fished in Melbourne quite a bit, and you know, saltwater fishing, there's always like trevallies, there's snappers, and you never know what you're gonna get. So a little messy here. If you're just tuning in, we got 2 fish so far. They're about 15 inches long. Good eating size, good eating Penasque rainbow trout. And looks like the bite's on. I'm just trying to set up my spinning rod while being interrupted by getting bites on the fly rod. You know what? I'm gonna keep this. What am I gonna do here? Keep this filming like that. Oh, another one, another one, another one. It's on. Oh, jeez. Oh, it came off. It came off. All right, it's happening. The bites is definitely getting better and better. How many is that? That was number, let me count. We missed one at the very beginning, kept 2. So that was number 4 hooked. Number 5 hooked, so yeah, okay. This is fun. Okay, let's put this back again so you can look at it. Okay, watch that rod. It just might go in a minute, okay? The bites are getting more frequent, so you guys watch that rod while I set up the other one. All right, so if you're just tuning in, we're fishing at Lac de June, just outside of Kamloops, British Columbia. It's about 3 hours drive from Vancouver. As I mentioned earlier, as you can see, this would be a great family fishing spot. Want to plan a weekend trip out from Vancouver. So lots of fish. They're all roughly around the same size, about a pound to 2 pound big, which are great for eating, great for kids to catch as well. Watch that rod. It just might go now that the bites are getting more frequent. So like I mentioned, the resort, Lac de June Resort, just reopened since COVID. And they got lots of rooms, 6 cabins. Traditionally, lots of people come up here for the wildlife photography, like birding, bird watching. It's a really lovely area. Besides fishing, there's trails where you can go hiking, mountain biking. In the wintertime, you can go cross-country skiing. So yeah, kind of a bit of everything for everyone in the family. If you got family members who don't want to fish. So watch that indicator, guys. It's you can still see it. I'll answer your questions in a minute once I set up the spinning rod. It's nice. It's you know, it was breezy before. Now it's kind of calmed down again. It's not really that windy again. Oh, indicator's down. Indicator's down. Yes, fish on. Fish on. Whoa. Oh, it came off again. You know what? Something is going on here. I think that fly might be done. Sometimes these hooks are so thin. Hold on one sec. I gotta cast this fly, my spinning rod out, and that's like 3 fish I just came off. I lost. Right? I forgot that I was wearing a microphone. Did I just burped? Excuse me. Hold on one sec. Questions. Well, pump the stomach next time. Well, I guess I can, but they're biting so well right now. It's do I really need to do that? I prefer not to. What brand of jacket? This is a Sims Guy jacket. I wear this for river fishing, for lake fishing. Ooh, there's like fish right on the bottom. Look at that. 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 That is a nice mark. They're definitely getting more active now in the afternoon. So, okay, I'm gonna check this fly. It's always good to check your hook after catching a few fish, right? I'm fishing at Lac de June, just outside of Kamloops. Yeah, the fly looks okay. It's not just the hook, just the angler. So, yeah, fishing just outside of Kamloops, about 3-hour drive from Vancouver. I was mentioning earlier that this lake is ideal for families just because there's lots of fish. They're not huge, but there are lots of them, as you can see. So far, we've hooked 6. Yeah, we hooked 6 and lost 4 of them and landed 2. So, my favorite fish to catch in BC and to fight is probably coho salmon. Love coho fishing. It's one species that I can really get up early in the morning for. Usually I'm not like an early riser. So really love coho fishing. I love this kind of fishing as well, just being out here at the lake by myself and with like only like 50 of you and catching fish. This is really nice. It's really fun. And there's so many, the problem with this is that there's so many lakes to choose from. You always run out of time because the season is only so long. There's only so many lakes you can go to. And you never get to fish all the lakes you want to fish at. And plus there's ice fishing as well. You know, I'd like to come back here again with my kids and to ice fish. I think that would be really fun as well. Okay, let's put this out. I'll explain what's going on here. So I got my fly rod here. I got a black and red flies sitting at 21 feet, well, just a foot off the bottom. I got my spin rod fly on chronometer on that one. The black and red has been working pretty well. I decided to put the silver and black one out just to see if it makes a difference. Sometimes, you know, you're getting bites, but maybe a different fly might get more bites more frequently. Yeah. What else? What other questions are there? Let me read the chat while you guys watch the fly. Watch the indicator out there. There's 2 of them to watch. So there's that one there, which is just went down. See that? Oh. And there's that one there as well. Usually they bring down pretty fast. All right. Yeah, maybe I should just use one rod. Someone mentioned I should use one rod. But, you know, 2 rods create more chaos, makes a better live stream, right? Have I made it to Simon Lake yet? Nope. And I went this year for sure, for this spring, because I'm running out of time. Next week I'll be in Kaika filming, and that's pretty much for me for the season. I don't really have many other plans for lake fishing this spring. All right, let's Let's get another one. Oh, the wind's kind of changing again. Now it's kind of blowing that way. I might have to re-anchor. I always like to have the wind coming from behind me, and so it has to blow that way, not to the side, because then it's gonna move the indicator from side to side. Yeah, so I've already explained the setup early in the live stream. I guess I can do that again. So we basically flow fishing with the fly. So these fish are feeding on aquatic insects, mostly chronomids. So that's what we're using. We're using flies that imitate these insects. And we're using floats to suspend the fly just off the bottom. Because most of these fish are traveling and feeding near the bottom. They're not going to be near the surface, and this is stuff to eat on the surface, because you want to be close to the bottom if you're a fish to avoid predators and so on, right? So we're sitting 20 feet of water, and our fly is just suspending above the bottom. So 19 to 20 feet. So let's see if we can get another one. We've been streaming for 76 minutes now, so 1 hour, 16 minutes. I don't really have a time limit today. Oh, just went down once. Usually they bite pretty hard. They don't usually just nibble like that. So what's going on here? Usually they don't hesitate. I'm gonna hold the rod. See if we can. Ideally, I want to be moving that fly slowly as well, but I got one hand on the camera and one hand on the rod. I can't actually do those twitches right now. So this will have to do. I don't really have any previous videos on catching red Chinook salmon springs. Not anyways. Oh, you know what? I got videos of Thomas River on Vancouver Island, so you can check those out with Murphy Sport Fishing. All right, keep the questions coming, guys. If you got any, and I'll try to answer them. Do my best to answer those questions while we wait for the bites. Come on, fish. So if you're just tuning in, 2 fish so far, 2 rainbow trout. All right. How long is my leader? Is that, assuming that's what you're asking? For my leader, for my fly line, so from my fly line to the fly, it's about 22 feet long. Because we're fishing in 21, 22 feet of water, you need that much leader to get the fly down to where the fish are. So that's how long the leader is. All right. By the way, while we're focusing so much on the fish, this area is, it's beautiful. And that is where I've been staying. Well, not being staying. I was in here last night, Lac de June Resort. Oh, the fish kind of went away again. I guess I could also move and just try another spot. Okay, so my leader, like I said, so on the indicator, my leader I have about 20 feet of leader from my fly line down to a swivel, and that's where the indicator is sitting on. It's 12-pound test, and then from the swivel, I have a tippet tied on to that. It's about 1 foot to 2 feet long, and that one is 6-pound test. Usually I don't use a tapered leader for indicator fishing. You want to just have a one straight leader, 12-pound test, so the sink, that line will sink pretty evenly instead of in an angle. Yeah, so size 14, 16 chronometers, that's what I've been using right now. Seems to be producing a few fish. 6 hookups so far for this live stream, which isn't too bad, I guess. I was hoping for more, but that would do. I'm gonna leave the spinning rod out here for just a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna put that. Oh, I missed one. Okay, I'm gonna leave that spinning rod out there just for a few more minutes. Then I'm gonna switch it back to the to that bottom rig, dropping that fly straight down, because on that bait casting rod I have the same fly as this indicator, which is the one that's been working a lot. That spinning rod's got a silver and black fly on there, which I guess I'm being kind of impatient here, but so far nothing yet. That was a good bite. I missed that. I can't believe I actually missed that. So let's turn this around again so you can look at it. These fish, you know, grabbing these tiny flies, they usually grab it pretty hard. So the float, and that's why this kind of fishing is so exciting. They usually grab the float down pretty hard. It's visually, it's just really exciting. Okay, keep an eye on that indicator there. See if we get another strike. You know, zooming a little bit. There you go. There you go. Now I can actually see it. It'll definitely go down again. It just depends on how long how long we have to wait. Yeah. So where's everyone watching from, by the way? There's 47 people watching right now. I'd love to hear where you're watching from to keep the chat going. New York. Wow. Awesome. It's about almost 5 o'clock, 4:30 in the afternoon. Yeah. Watching from Port Coquitlam, New Jersey. Whoa, okay. Burnaby, Nanaimo, Coquitlam, and Thailand. Wow. And Chilliwack. Yeah, Chilliwack. Vancouver. Not on the lake. That's right, yeah. Should be out on the lake. There's nobody here. So you can probably imagine, like, we're fishing like 20 feet of water here. These fish are they're swimming back and forth looking for food, and eventually they'll come across the fly, they'll encounter it, and that's when they'll grab it. So it's more of just a waiting game. Manitoba, great. Michigan, Abbotsford. Usually fish. You know what? I would love to go fish the Parkland area. Yes, we done some crabbing back in April with Bon Jovi fishing charters in Sydney, and that was pretty fun. Actually, we got lots of crabs during that trip. Edmonton, Kamloops. Brian, you should be out here fishing too. And Washington, yeah. Chilliwack. Quite a few Chilliwack people there. Smithers. Yes, yeah, okay, yeah. Smithers is good fishing, yeah. You know what? So I do have a trip planned for up north, tentatively in September. Yeah, so my indicator is pinged at the depth where I want to suspend my fly. So the actual depth of the lake right now, it's about 22 feet. And I'm pinning my indicator, from my indicator down to the fly is roughly around 20 and a half feet. So once it casts out, the fly suspends just off the bottom, so a foot off the bottom. And that's where most of the fish are feeding. And that's where you want to keep your fly. Yeah. I keep saying I want to move, but you know, every time I think about it, we start getting bites. There's an osprey just going by there. See? Nelson, BC. I haven't been to Nelson in a very long time. Last time I was there was, well, actually, no, 2020 I was there. I would love to go fish Phillips Lake again. It's been almost 5 years since I last fished it. Okay, well, where are the bites? It was so good for a little bit there, and then it's kind of stopped. Might have to cast a little further out for that brief, like, oh, missed it again. What's going on here? Okay, we gotta like reset that indicator again. Did you guys see that? Bobber going down? Missed it. Fish are playing hard to get. Set that indicator again. I'm gonna bring that spinning rod again and put that bait casting rod out. Okay. That's 2 bites I missed just now. And they were pretty good bites actually. The takes were pretty hard. And I think, and this time I was gonna say, just before I got that bite, I want to cast a little further out. Maybe the fly was too close to the boat. So there, keep going. All right, let me know. Can you guys still hear me? Are we back? Back now. Okay, good. Okay. Whew. Yeah, I can hear thunders in the background, which is always a little concerning. But while that was happening, I kind of lost connection there. Now with our viewership dropped by half now. Hopefully people will come back and keep watching because we gotta catch some more fish. So. All right. There you go. Let's get another one that's waiting for that indicator to go down again. I think you guys can all see it. Okay, we're regaining viewership again. Yeah, I got interrupted briefly there. The wind is changing direction again. I think there's a system coming through. I'm gonna have to move, re-angle the boat again. Oh, so this motor right here, this is e-propulsion. I just got it last year. It's a electric motor, rated 3 horsepower. So it can actually push this boat pretty good. You know, I'm really happy with it. The battery life is really good. When I go on a trip, you know, I can usually use that for several days without recharging. It's got a gauge on the top that tells you how much battery life you got left as well. I've never been under 50%, which is just, yeah, it's amazing. If you go full speed, you can go for like an hour long, which is really long. Fish on the sounder, look at that. Like, that's a good mark. Yeah, like I said, you know what? I'm gonna put that bait casting rod back in the water. Just drop it straight down. And you know what? I'm gonna recast this, cast a little further out, and then bring that spinning rod in, and cast the bait casting rod out. Oh, jeez, the wind. There you go. Okay. Ooh, big fish just jumped behind me. Let's bring this in, because I really want to get a fish right beside the boat on that bait casting rod, on that kokanee rod. Visually, just more exciting. I think it's a great way to get kids into fishing. It's really hands-on. And so this got disconnected again. Okay, so got the bait casting rod going again. This rod right here, the fly is dropped straight down to the bottom, so right beside the boat. I was telling everyone that that's a great way for kids to fish, because it's really easy to do. You just gotta leave it there, and if you do get a bite, that whole rod is gonna buckle right down. Fish just jump over there. Look at it. It's yeah. So the fish are around. They're just not biting as frequently as yesterday. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Patrick, you know what? I saw some photos of you guys catching fish at Tonquah Lake. That's great. I was there a little earlier. I think it was early May, and the fishing was quite a bit tougher at that time. Do I use power bait? I guess I could, but I'm not. Just because I'm trying to be difficult here. This lake, Lac de June, you can use bait if you want. There's no restriction on, well, you know, bait fishing. You can use bait, you can use lures, you can use flies. Today we're just using flies to catch them. And let's see if we'll get another bite. The wind has turned again, so I might have to move the boat a little bit. I always like the wind coming from behind me, not sideways like that. So yeah, let's see if we'll pick up again. If you're just tuning in, the bite was pretty good for a little bit, about half hour ago. And if you have done any lake fishing, you'll know that these fish will come on and off. Yeah, quite often. So we'll see. You know, if you wait a little bit, hopefully it'll come back on again. We've been streaming for 1 hour 36 minutes now. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I might let it go for another hour. Who knows? I think that indicator is too close to the boat, or I might try to cast out a little bit more. But before I do that, I'm going to just change the angle of the boat a little bit. So, and if you're just tuning in, we got 2 fish in the boat so far. So these are Pennask rainbow trout. They're roughly around 15 inches long, about a pound, just over a pound big. Great eating fish, and we're staying at Lake Virginia Resort in the background there. The resort just reopened back in a few years ago after being closed since COVID. So yeah, you guys should come up, and fishing is great here for families. You can come up with your family, stay for a couple of nights and fish the area. Besides this lake, there's also Stake Lake, Lodgepole Lake, quite a few other lakes around Kamloops where you can try out as well, all pretty close by. All right, any other questions while we wait for the fish to bite? Feel free to ask. There's still fish going by on the sounder though. Waiting for this rod just to go down. I really want that one to get a bite, but so far it's not happening. Yeah, let me move the boat a little bit because let me show you guys what's going on here. So this is the e-propulsion. Turn this on. This shows you the battery power, the 85% left. Okay. Okay, let's get the anchor up. I'm just gonna turn the boat that way a little bit because the wind's going this way. Okay. I have, all right, we're back. Got disconnected there for a little bit there. Yeah, so someone was asking if I got any Vancouver Island trips planned. I'll be on the west coast of Vancouver Island next week. I'll be Kaika Sound fishing with Murphy Sport Fishing. And I might have another trip planned for September. So yeah, lots going on. So let me cast this. I gotta recast this fly so it's straight out that way with the wind. Keep the questions coming, guys, so I can answer them while we're waiting for the fish. Okay, back again. Yeah, so so someone's asking whether the noise affect the fishing. I guess noise around the boat affect the fishing. I guess it depends on how deep you're fishing at. I figure like 20 feet down, it's probably not that bad. If you're fishing shallower water, you definitely want to be fishing away from the boat. If you're fishing really deep, it really doesn't matter at that point. So yeah, it really depends on how deep you're fishing at. The noise doesn't seem to bother the fish as much as we think. I find anyways. When we're ice fishing, a lot of times we're fishing in like 6 feet of water or less. And walking around, and those fish on. I should have had the camera showing the indicator going down. I was so busy filming myself. Let's see if we can get a jump. Oh, this one's going now. Oh, jeez. Hey, that's not bad. That's bigger. That's bigger than the other ones. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh no, it's getting the other line. Chaos. We got some chaos going on here. All right. Okay, just bear with me here. I got a fish to fight. Okay, net. Oh, net. This one is bigger. Definitely keeping this one. All right. Oh, geez. Oh no, don't go in the anchor rope. Oh, nice. Nice. There we go. Fish on. Yeah, that's a bigger fish. Oh, check out the head of this fish. That's something that I'm gonna show you guys. Boom, yeah, fish on. Yeah. Okay, let's bunk this fish first. Let's bring this fish in. It's quite a bit heavier than the other ones. Look at that. That's a big fish. And check out the head of this fish. Crazy. Okay, hold on one sec. I'll be with you guys in a minute. Yeah, this is a big fish. Nothing wrong with this. If it's here to catch this, you'll be really excited. Look at the head of this fish. It's like all round. Look at it. Can you see it? Like how? Yeah. Hold on a sec. I'm just gonna show you the size difference between and the previous two fish I caught. Like this is the fish I got right now, and let's back a little bit. And this is the other one. This top one is definitely quite a bit fatter. It's probably about half pound to a pound heavier. So yeah, nothing wrong with that. No nose, yeah, that's right. Okay, let's do a measurement of this. I'm interested to see how long this is. The other two we got were 15 inches long. This one is it's 18. This is an 18-inch long fish. Yeah, so like the June, we gotta come out here and try this out. It's nothing wrong with that. I'm pretty happy with that. So 3 fish kept. The day limit is 5. I'll totally take 5 fish home tonight if I get them. This is pretty much a put and take fishery. The Freshwater Fishery Society putting 10,000 rainbow trout into this lake every year. And you can come out here with a freshwater fishing license, stay a couple nights at Lake de June and catch them. Yeah, pretty happy. Oh, okay. Fish on. Okay, shall we do some more? Should we catch another one? That one was pretty much right away after I adjusted the boat angle. Yeah, and this is what I'm using today. I showed this at the very beginning of the live stream, and it's like a black and red, black body, red rib cornamid. Size, I think this is like a 14. It's pretty big, actually. Yeah. We got fish going by on the sounder still. Yeah, nothing. So that was fish number 7 hooked. So, yeah. Hope you're enjoying the action here. And you know what? Let me wipe my hands and show you something. Oh, I missed it. The insects, the chronometers are coming out. They're all coming out right now. So let me show you. I don't know if you can see it. They're coming out. So yeah, the bugs are hatching. Fish are biting. Oh, this rod, I'm still waiting for that rod to go down. Like, it's not happening. Why not? It's got the same fly as this one right here. This one it's keeping me busy. Okay. Okay, maybe I should show the indicator again instead of, you don't have to look at my face all the time. Okay. I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, you can see it. The round nose is a deformity that tends to happen to fish from hatcheries. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it's I have seen that. I mean, I'm sure anyone who has lake fish around here have all seen that every now and then. Okay, any other questions? Okay, back to the question about, okay, I see a couple questions there about Villa River trout fishing in the summertime. So the regulation allows you to keep hatchery trout of any sizes. I believe, don't quote me on that, you might have to double check that. Hatchery trout in July and August. And a lot of those hatchery trout are in fact, actually most of it are in fact hatchery juvenile steelhead smoked that have been released back in May, early May. And the reason this is set up so that, you know, kids or whatever can come and keep those fish is because these hatchery juvenile steelhead are no longer going into the ocean anymore. So they're not going to become big adult steelhead. So that's why I wouldn't say we're encouraging people to go catch them, to kill them, but we're allowing people to go fish for them. Because any hatchery, fish on, oh, fish on. Oh, that's a nice one too. That. This one's going home. That's a nice one too. Did you see that indicator going down, guys? Like, I was busy talking about hatchery. Oh, came off. No, came off. Okay. Oh. Heartbreak. Look, fish on the sounder. Like, look at that. Oh, look, happening. Oh, no. Oh, came off. No, oh, it's chaos. Broke my fly off. No. Okay, you might have to look at the live stream replay. You see what happened? That on the sound of the fish was going from shallow, from mid-water down to the bottom, and then the rod went off. And then as soon as I hooked that fish, you didn't see it. It actually started jumping right behind the boat. And I think it got caught up on the anchor rope and it snapped off. Lost the fly, lost the good fly. Let's get the fly rod out. I'll retie this fly again. And it's happening. Okay. Yeah, so while I'm doing this, I'll answer that question again. So we want to get rid of the hatchery. I keep emphasizing that hatchery juvenile steelhead is so that they don't become resident rainbow trout, which will actually compete with any wild fish populations in the river. So that's the point. The problem is, okay, so it's good. The problem is, we want people to be educated when it comes to this. You come out to the Veta in July, you definitely want, there's lots of fish showing on the sounder right now, excuse me. Yeah, we definitely don't want people to be killing wild trout, okay? So the difference between a wild and a hatchery trout, the hatchery trout do not have an adipose fin. It's being snipped off when they're little, whereas wild trout have adipose fin on them. It's very important. It's very challenging to make sure people don't do that because a lot of people that come out to fish for these trout are new anglers, and it's not, they're not necessarily as well informed, and it's really important to keep repeating that information so people know what's going on and what's going on here and tangled up. So, okay, here we go. Get this fly out there because we're getting fish, lots of fish right now. Okay, let's get, I need a fly on the other rod. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, catching today, definitely caught fish. Look at this. We got one 18-incher and two 15-inchers. Penasque rainbow trout. And they will make great dinner tonight when I get home. Oh yeah, so where I'm at. So if you're just tuning as well, I'm fishing at Lac Lejeune, just south of Kamloops. It's roughly around 3-hour drive from Vancouver. Actually, I'm not gonna change this fly. I have another rod set up already. I can just use that. So yeah, this is, I'll show you in a minute. This is a great family fishery. As you can see, the fish are not huge. You might find some trophy-sized fish, but majority of fish are going to be small. They're roughly between 14 and 16 inches long, so a pound and a half, 2 pound big, which are great for catching for kids, for little kids, for big kids like myself as well. But there are fish up to 3 pounds in here as well, which is kind of nice. So this rod right here, it's a bait casting rod. I got a fly drop right to the bottom, and I'm just gonna crank 1, 2. Ooh, another fish is going by right now. I might get a bait on that rod now. Lots of active fish now. Okay, so someone is asking, it's weird that they classify trout as a rainbow trout over 50 centimeters. That's actually not the case. I don't know how to explain that right now, but it's that's not the correct classification on trout by regulations anyway. I have to answer that later on when I have some time to think about it. But right now I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about catching this fish. I'm gonna be holding this rod because I know that rod's gonna go off in a minute again. The fish, the bites are on. I got a hook. Is it number 9 already? Number 8, number 9. Yeah. So leave that question in the comment for me, and I'll answer it again later on. Oh, earthquake. Okay. Any other questions? Oh yeah, so Lac de June, that's where I'm at, and in the background you can see that's Lac de June Resort. That's where I stayed last night. The resort just reopened this spring after being closed since COVID, and it's really ideal for families to come out here to fish, and you can stay here. Oh, okay, so yeah, the ugly stick question, the upgrades. I love Shimano rods. That's kind of my preference. I'm kind of biased. So for salmon river fishing, trout lake fishing, it's kind of hard to get one rod just for both salmon and trout because it's completely different species. But for salmon fishing, you might want to look into these Shimano Compre rods, new rods. I just got some a few years ago and really nice. And actually, I picked up this 8.5 feet long Compre bait casting rod, which I think is going to be great for flow fishing in small streams for salmon. Trout go well with fried eggs for breakfast. Oh, okay, that's for camping. Yeah. Trout on shore. Okay, so if you come here, there's definitely, I'm fishing the boat, and definitely you definitely have advantages when you're fishing the boat, but you can definitely catch trout along the shoreline right here, right in front of the resort. The water drops down to just as deep as where I'm at right now, 20 feet. So you definitely can catch them from the shore. And sometimes these trout are in the shallow water too. So if you go to the provincial park at Lac de June, which is 5 minutes from here, 5 minutes drive from here, there's 2 floating docks where you can fish from as well. And you can easily catch fish from those floating docks as well. Oh, this rod might go off. Something just come up on the sounder. Is it gonna happen? Nope. Jeez. There's some bigger fish showing up now. It's okay. So we are 2 hours now for the live stream. I'm gonna end this live stream pretty soon. I just want to get one more fish so I can show you guys, and then we can say bye. I can fish without having to talk to the camera again for a while. Hope you all have enjoyed the live stream so far. I'm fishing at Lac de June, just outside of Kamloops, 3-hour drive from Vancouver. Yeah. 25-gram rods. That's not how we rate our rods in BC, but I think that's more than enough for salmon fishing, for coho fishing anyways. more than adequate enough to use that rod, I think. Any luck? Yeah. So far we got three. We kept 3 fish. Hooked 9 fish in total. Lost quite a few. 2 fish were 15 inches long and 1 is 18-inch long. So pretty nice. Like I mentioned, there's lots of fish in this lake. Oh, I had a bite. Lots of fish in this lake. Oh, yuck. The Freshwater Fish Society puts in 10,000 fish every year. And yeah, the average size is about a pound and a half. As you can see, it's very, very fun. So in the last 2 hours during the live stream, I've had 9 hookups, missed a few bites. Oh, there's one. Oh, that's a nice one too. Hold on, guys. Oh, I lost it. Oh, that's what happens when you hold the camera. Oh no, I lost it. That was a nice fish too. It jumped a couple of times. Oh, here we go. Look at that. I'm waiting for that to grab that rod right there. But so far, it's only happened once during the live stream. And I broke the fly off. Okay, we'll let it run for a few more minutes. I really want to catch another one before I go. So, it's been a lot of fun. Gotta reset this depth again. So it's roughly around every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes I'm getting a bite now, which is a lot better than earlier. When we first started the live stream, it was the first half hour we didn't get anything, then the bite just got progressively better throughout the day. Okay. Lost a few fish though. It's kind of a bit of a bummer. Okay, get this out. Then I'll answer your questions again. All right. Oh. Okay, let's look at that. What's going on here? Where's my indicator? Oh, there's my indicator. You see it? So, do I know a book about species of fish in Canada? I believe it's called Fishes of Canada. It's a really good book. And I know the professor that wrote it as well. Yeah. What's my favorite filleting knife? So I like North Arm knives. They're based in Burnaby, British Columbia. It's companies owned and operated by a father and son. And I believe Michael's dad was from Switzerland originally, and they make excellent knives. Makes great birthday and Christmas presents. You should go check them out. And they're avid fishermen as well. All right, let's get another one. Did you guys see that indicator going down before? Just solo hookups. You should be able to buy that book about the fish species on Amazon. Ooh, fish on showing up on the sounder. Oh, so active. Yeah, on Amazon, and pretty sure they're available at the bookstores as well, especially at the bookstores at university. So UBC should have them. I want to to see this one go, but it's not happening here. Sorry, my accent. North Arm, like ARM, North Arm knives. And any of the stuff I talk about today, I'm gonna rewatch the live stream again, and I'll put in the links in the comment section later on, so you can come back and check it. Maybe tonight I'll put it in there. Yep, you're welcome. All right, let's get one more bite and then we'll end the live stream there. It's been very fun for 2 hours straight. Just, reasonably action-packed. And we still have 46 people watching. I think at one point we had 60-something, which is pretty good on a weekday. For me anyways. So hope I didn't bore anyone to death. So again, we're staying at Lake Lejeune Resort. I'm actually going home after this live stream, so which is kind of sad. Nice to fish a little bit longer. So this resort has 21 rooms. See that big building right there? So 21 rooms in that building, and they have 6 cabins for rent. So the cabins are either 1 bedroom or 2 bedrooms. So great for families. Lots of people who do like bird watching, wildlife viewing will come here. They do a lot of photography because Lake Lejeune is really beautiful, and the bird life is just so diverse and lots to see. But like I say, it's a great area for fishing too. There's at least 4 lakes, including this one, to choose from if you want to fish it. And I'm looking forward to come back in maybe this winter to do some ice fishing. I can literally just stay at the resort and walk down. Imagine you can just walk down here and ice fish at this lake. And as you can see, there are lots of fish in here to catch. So hopefully I can come back at that time and make an episode. Yes, so the North Arm knives aren't cheap. You definitely get what you pay for. They're really well made and super sharp. And besides the fishing, I mean, just look at this place. It's so nice. I'm like the only boat out here right now, and nice and calm. We got the loons in the background, screaming away. I'm surprised the loons haven't come over and trying to steal my fish yet. Yeah. Come on, one more fish. I keep dragging along. Yeah, and thanks to Fly Tying Force's custom tie flies for supplying the flies for this trip. As you can see, they work pretty well. I'll leave the link in the comment section later on as well, and also in my Instagram, Facebook stories, so you can go check them out. And you can order flies from Justin in Vancouver if you decide to come up here. If you don't tie your own flies like me, this would be a fantastic option. Well, Dale, English isn't my first language, so there is an accent. So my apology that you can't catch 70%. Well, 30% of what I said. I do my best, and that's all I can do. All right. Am I gonna get another one? Haven't had a bite for the last 10 minutes now. 5 minutes. Yes, I'm using the indicator. You should be able to see my indicator out there, right at the end of the fly line, where the rod tip is pointing me right now. There's an indicator there. That's what I've been watching, and this is the rod that I've been getting pretty much all of the fish on. Just watching, waiting for that indicator to be buried. Yeah, pretty much. The second I end the stream, I'll probably get lots of fish. And if I do, I'll probably share it on my Instagram story. So you go check it out over there. Okay, that's it. I don't want to drag it on too much longer. I'm running out of data to use on my phone, and hope you have enjoyed watching today. I thought that was pretty successful with almost 10 hookups, showing you some fish, and I'm pretty happy with what I caught today so far. And you guys should definitely come out. This is a high elevation lake at Lac Lejeune, so you potentially can fish well until the summer. You can come up here in the next couple months and try it out, and good abundance of fish, good fishing, and nice place to stay. So thanks for watching live stream, everyone. Really appreciate all your support, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for any future episodes and streams as well. Yeah, indicators gone. No, well, it went, I lost it. But anyways, until next time, good luck fishing.